What's up, guys? Kind of a fun little video today, but I've been doing some little inspection on the SLS air filters and just general stuff. Hasn't looked at it in a while. The service B light popped up, but I know it's kind of BS because the car's been driven like pretty long. I mean, we drive it occasionally, but it doesn't have enough miles to where any servicing would be required. Probably only done about 1,000 miles since the car was last serviced. I believe the only thing that's really time sensitive in this matter would be brake fluids. I'm going to check that out in a minute. I just removed the air box over here, and this air filter is pretty dirty. Judging by the car only has 13,000 miles, I'm guessing that air filter is original. So I'm going to put that on the list of things to replace. I'm going to dust it out right now, clean out the air box. Now compared to the 156, I've noticed that the air box inlet is actually a lot bigger, has a much bigger diameter, which I kind of assume why you can get so much more power out of these things than the 156. I mean, essentially the 159 just is the optimized version of the 156, which, you know, makes sense. Key differences are obviously the complete different intake manifold. We got throttle bodies out here. Overall stuff is much less cramped. We got a huge engine bay, right? I mean, the actual motor sits behind the front axle, which is right about here. So it is from the engine car technically. But as a result, it's almost easier to kind of get things out of the car and move things around. There's a lot more room for activities, so the air boxes are much further out. Intake manifold probably much has larger diameter and stuff like that, and more space for air to flow. But down here, it looks like the valve covers are very similar to the 156. So I know there's quite a lot different, but the P31 156, which we have in my dirty 507, has the same forged pistons as the 159, but a lot of minor differences that kind of add up to a greater difference in the end. But I just thought I'd show you guys. So the air boxes are quite a lot bigger, one on each side, obviously. But as you can see, it's pretty dirty. So I'm just kind of dusting it out, just literally by smacking on the ground, and it is definitely due for a change. So if you guys didn't know this, all the US 156, 159s, I'm sure the other AMGs and other Mercedes as well have this, but they have these charcoal filters only in the US. And I guess it's for emissions, but it really changes nothing. And by removing it, you really don't make a difference, except you kind of get back a little bit of power that you should have had to begin with. Some people have claimed that removing these charcoal filters can throw a check engine light for US spec cars, but I've done the exact thing in the C63 over here and our ML63 with no check engine lights, and those are two very different 156s in terms of age. One's a pretty early one and one's not. This is what they look like in the earlier cars, or in the 156s rather, and it seems like the SLS has it as well. Now, one good thing is that the air boxes, I believe, are the same in terms of size compared to the European ones. I know the European, or rest of the world as they call them, row boxes, for the 156 have a bigger diameter, but it looks like this is not necessarily blocked off at all, aside from that charcoal filter, which I'll be removing now. So some people say it adds a little bit more character to the sound of the car when you remove it, but other people say no difference. So I'm gonna remove it because, you know, why not? But in the time being, I will be ordering some new air filters, as these are clearly past their due date. So doing this was actually a little bit easier than the 156 because the air box is literally right here. There's just one clip right here. You gotta unscrew, loosen a little bit, unscrew it, and then basically the entire thing just lifts out, and then you can take apart the air box sitting on the table right over here. So pretty easy. This car also has the dry sump oil system, which I needed to do some more research on how it works before I ever even attempt an oil change at this. Yeah, it's really not too different, honestly. Some little nuances here and there, but yeah, just doing a general checkup on things. I'm gonna clean this all up too. I doubt this has ever been cleaned in its life, so might as well do that. Alright, so airbox number 1 is all put back, cleaned up. Gotta get some new filters, but for now, dusting them off will do. Time to move on to filter number 2. So you can see the box is a bit dirty. Just clean up that side a little bit more, and this side is still kind of dusty. Just grimy, honestly, not a huge deal, but might as well clean it up while I'm here. I did also notice that a lot of these carbon fiber covers, they had these tabs that kind of secure them in with these little clips at the bottom of them. But a lot of these tabs just broken off the carbon fiber, like I'll show you for example. See on this panel, you got one of those clips that was supposed to be attached to the carbon fiber panel, just still there. This one's removed. So if I go to the actual panel, you can see that where it was supposed to be glued on. So clearly the glue is just kind of failed over the years of heat. But I'll probably put some JB weld on that and just secure the tab back on there to all these things that are kind of missing. So seems to be a pretty widespread issue in this engine bay. I'm not sure if it affects all SLSs, but probably does. Just assuming it's age and heat related. So not a huge deal as all the panels still stay in place. However, this one has always been quite loose. And I know a while back, Mercedes tried to get us to replace this. I really don't know why. I think the screw is just loose. Probably a tab is loose as well, just like those. So if I just glue that together, it should be good as new. But you know, Mercedes trying to charge of everything they can. And these second air boxes in place, kind of cleaning stuff up on the left side as well, or actually the right side of the car. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a lunch break and then come back here and probably refasten some of those plastic clips to the carbon fiber panels. And then check out the brake fluid, coolant. A little bit low it seemed like, but I mean nothing out of spec, for example. Something kind of funny I noticed is that it's kind of been like this for a long time actually, but it seems like the heat from this engine bay has kind of warped the neck of the washer fluid bottle, so the cap doesn't really fit on it anymore, so it just kind of sits like that. But it is what it is with that. I'm not going to address that at all. Not a huge deal really, because I'm assuming I have to buy the entire washer fluid bottle, which I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a specific SLS part number. Ideally it'd be like, you know, something out of a C-Class, but I don't think it is. It looks a little bit different. So that'll probably be something different. I have to fix whatever this is. I'll check out the cabin air filters, which should be behind there, and then check the brake fluid. Oil's like less than 1,000 miles old. I'm not gonna even touch that. And I'll probably check power steering level, but it's probably fine. And I believe that is under there. If not, it might be under there. So I'll check both of those out. Actually, that might make a little bit more sense, but you know, we'll check it out either way. Yeah, I'll come back to this in a moment. And then at the end, I'll just kind of clean out the engine cover a little bit. Not too dirty, really, just some dust, but I'll clean it up anyways. All right, back to the car. And y'all see how loose this is? It's just not, that should not be how it is. So clearly there must be some tabs broken. It seems like it's only really connected by the screw right here. And unfortunately, it looks like the finish has been slightly chipped by the battery kind of terminal over here. So it is what it is. I'm probably not going to address that. Maybe I'll get some clear cut and just go over that real quick. But I'll take this out and remove those tabs, and then we should be golden with that. And then yeah, keep going. As expected, one of the tabs is right there and completely disconnected, and unfortunately the other tab is just completely missing. It's just not even there. So I'm guessing whoever last took this engine apart, which when we first got the car we had the lifters replaced, even though they probably need to be replaced, we just felt like something was off, so they were replaced regardless. That's kind of unfortunate. So I gotta see if I can find that part number, whatever that may be. I doubt it's really readily available. So it is what it is, but I feel like I've said that a lot this video. But for now I'm gonna take that clip out and we can reattach it. Just taking a look at the brake fluid, it does look a little old, I gotta say. Definitely not sure when it was last done, but 2 years ago it could have come and gone really quickly, so it may in fact be due for a brake fluid flush, so I gotta put that on a list of things to do. Can't hurt by doing it, so might as well, but good to know. Taking a look at the coolant level. Now I believe you want to be up to the top of that white piece, which I'm not sure if you guys can see very clearly, but I mean, it's not all the way topped off, but it's nowhere near super low, so probably not going to worry about that. And plus, it is some blue colored fluid, coolant, which I'm not quite sure which it is. Kind of looks like the Valvoline Xerox, which I use my BMW, which would make sense as it's the same kind of stuff you can use in Benz, but I'm assuming Benz works, put whatever is in there. I have some OEM Mercedes coolant. It's pink colored, if you guys haven't seen that before. So I had no idea when that was last changed or if it's a different coolant altogether. So I'm not going to touch that for now, but I do have some in case I need it. I should probably top off this car, but that's not part of this video. Somehow between here and my workbench, I managed to lose the cap of the coolant bottle, and now I can't find it. I'm actually super confused now. It's not there. No. Of course the cap is in my pocket. Might as well top off the washer fluid, even though this car probably has only seen rain in its life once. But we know why not. Alright, got my JB Weld game going. This is the carbon fiber cover that covers the battery compartment, but putting this tab back on, I'm gonna get some tape to put some extra force on it, but unfortunately I don't have any high temperature JB Weld, so hopefully it holds. I think it'll be just fine, but if not, I will get some of that. But yeah, for now, this should be okay. I'm gonna do this to all those panels and let them dry overnight and then put them back in the car tomorrow morning. Alrighty guys, put the car back together. All that JB Weld stuff's holding pretty well in the car. So now, there's only one thing left to do, which involves this button. Gotta clear that. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video on some SLS basic kind of maintenance. They're not even really doing anything, just kind of checking up on things. But there should be more SLS car in the future. Hoping to make some more videos with it. It's a pretty awesome car to have in the garage. Have a pleasure driving it. And here's a random video of my friend's Mark 7 GTI we just installed a downpipe on.
Give it a little feather? Yeah. A little feather? Ooh, those sparks are gonna be so... Okay, chill.